Sire Farchival, madam, had I known you were visiting, I would have cancelled meets to be here. Forgive my tardiness.
I forgive it. I'll be straight with you, sir. I represent grain merchants on Hesperus, a significant cartel of grain merchants.
What sort of size cartel are we talking about, sire?
The entire western continent.
And you offer?
A gene-fixed strain of cereal that could be easily managed by many of your landowners now that their workforce is depleted. It is indeed a wonder.
The other guilds are bidding for this product, mister. I do hope Guild Sinizias won't miss out.
Is this Xenos cultured?
Would that be a problem?
No, sire, not officially. The Inquisition is, of course, very tight about such things, but that is precisely why we offer these discreet interviews.
I'm pleased to hear it. So a Xenos-cultured cereal strain would not be hard to market?
Naturally not. There are collective enterprises eager for assured crop yields, especially those hothoused by alien technology.
Good, but I want the best return. Simon told me that House Glor should be the first to approach.
Simon?
Simon Croats, the Guild Sinizias envoy I dealt with on Hesperus.
Quite so. You wish me to arrange a trade meeting with House Glor?
I think that's what I said, didn't I? What got into you?
You said we were moneyed merchants who expected the very best. I was just earning my salary.
Keep it up.
Wasn't interested in taking on a cargo of Farkival or anyone else. Sorry, Eisenhorn, but he's dead now. We made the mistake of trying to lose me in a rowdy crowd of drunken conscripts.
No matter, Midas. Tomorrow we visit the House of Glor. I'm sure that will yield results. We retired for the evening, but it was to be a far from restful night. In the small hours of the morning, I was awoken by a voxed whisper from Betancourt.
Aegis. Rosethorn.
Rosethorn reveal.
Spectres invasive. Spiral vine.
I had to escape, but I couldn't use the door.
Keep looking. Duck over there.
Who could have tracked us to the hotel had our cover been blown?
Hotel engineering secure. Continuing our sweep. No sign of them yet.
Still quiet out here, sir. Nothing to report.
Chain lookout. I'll be down shortly. Eisenhorn, be careful. The garden is swarming with assault troops.
Intruder.
I should be able to get into a position to support you.
What was that?
Draw them to one of those statues. I can pick them off from there.
What was that?
Prepping shot.
I heard something.
Something's not right here. Who's in position? Prepping shot.
Hey,
On my way now. I'll join you in the garden.
full alert. Target is spotted. Full alert.
What's going on out here? Squad 1, report. By the gods! That's useless.
Still.
Put the weapons down now. You resist? You have made a mistake, a fatal one. I have no doubt. I am Inquisitor Commodus Voke.
Well met, brother.
We have a conflict of jurisdiction.
Then let us resolve it. Explain to me why you invade my apartments in the dead of night.
My work brought me to Gudrun 8 months ago. An ongoing investigation, a complex matter. A rogue trader had come to my attention, one Efried Tanakbray. I had begun to close my net around him when he was scared into flight and got himself killed. Simple cross-checking revealed that a grain merchant called Farchibald had somehow been instrumental in that incident.
Farchibald is my cover here on Gudrun.
I am discomfited when I see Inquisitors holding to the soft, cunning ways of the radical. That way, heresy lies, Eisenhorn.
We need to share more information, Inquisitor. I'll take a guess and say your investigation somehow involves the Glaw family.
Indeed. Since Pontius Glaw's eradication, the House of Glaw made great efforts to distance itself from his heresy. But my master Angevin, rest his immortal soul, always suspected that the taint ran deeper and that the family was not free of corruption. But from time to time, over the past 200 years, I have turned my eye to them. 15 months ago, I uncovered traces of a cult of great scope and power, old and hidden, stretching across many worlds. Some traces led to Gudrun.
I hunt out a cabal controlled by a notorious facilitator. A cabal set on performing an abominable crime. The trail leads to Gudrun and the Glaws. You do the same with another heretical cell.
3 others, in fact.
3 then, and you see the shape of a far greater organization. From the facts as they stand, we are both approaching the same evil from opposite sides.
Since coming to Gudrun, I have rooted out and burned 2 heretical cells. I am reasonably sure of the activities of another 9. For months they seemed bent on preparation for some event. Abruptly, a matter of weeks ago, their behavior changed. This would have been around the same time as your confrontation on Hubris.
Iclone's undertaking was also great, with extensive preparatory work. Yet at the 11th hour, something either went wrong or plans were suddenly changed. Though I defeated and destroyed him, his plans were really thwarted by the fact that the Pontius didn't arrive. What has your work revealed of House Glor?
I have visited them twice in 3 months. On both occasions, they have made every effort to answer my questions, allowing me to search the estate and their records. I have found nothing.
I fear perhaps that is because they know they were dealing with an Inquisitor. Tomorrow, Sire Farshabal has a trade meeting with the Glors of their estate.
The Inquisition has a duty to stand together, firmly, against the arch-enemies of mankind. In the spirit of cooperation, I will wait and see what your dubious methods reveal. Precious little, I imagine.
In the spirit of cooperation, Vogue, I will share all I learn with you.
You will do better than that. The Glors know me, but not all of my students. Haldane will go with you.
I don't think so.
I insist. I will not have years of work ruined by another agency such as yourself running roughshod through the matter.
Then he had better do exactly as I instruct him. We left Dorsey for the Glor Estates the next afternoon at 4. Our itinerary was to meet the representatives of House Glor that evening, an overnight stay and then a tour of the estates the following morning. After that, negotiations if both parties were still interested.
Welcome to House Glor, Sire Farshabal.
My lady, Michaelis.
If you would kindly follow me. I trust that your journey was pleasant. We find that the weather here is so much more clement than at the coast. I'm sure you will find your stay here most relaxing compared with Dorsey. I hear that the city is simply pandemonium right now, what with all the martial celebrations. Not that I get much chance to visit, you understand. House Glor may be one of the oldest families of Gudrun, but it is to the future that we look. So I am kept ever busy attending to the needs of prestigious trade delegations such as your own.
I have seldom seen such extravagance and riches outside of an imperial court, or Tobias Maxilla's staterooms. The grandeur of the house itself and its ostentatious decorations spoke of a family as wealthy as it was old. A cousin of the Glor family and his entourage were visiting from off-world, as were several other trade delegations, and a wealthy shipmaster called Gorgon Locke.
Welcome to our humble abode, Master Farshabal.
It is an honor, my Lord Oberon.
For a grain merchant from Smaita, it surely must be.
Urusel, commander of the House Militia and brother of Oberon, the current Lord Glor.
I don't know Urizal. I have met plenty of rich grain merchants.
Gorgon Locke, wealthy shipmaster.
But how many with such intriguing female company?
And Ecclesiarch Datso, representative of some missionary order from the sub-sector Edgewell Damas, which House Glor was sponsoring. This would be a long night. Well?
We ran sweeps of this wing while you were at dinner. Most of the rooms were spy-wired with vox thieves and a few picked sensors. Haldane has set up a small jammer to blind the spyware in our suite. To probe beneath the manor, we need to bring the gun cutter in closer, but we can't do that while their long-range scanners are active. If you can get to the top of the East Tower, you should be able to disable their scanners. As far as we can tell, it's possible to get to the towers across the roof. But there are servo skulls patrolling constantly. You will need to be very careful.
If I'm not back in an hour, you can start to worry.
What do you think?
An intruder!
Lead on.
Intruder! What are you doing here?
Still.
Scanners down. Moving the gun cutter into position now. Eisenhorn, they have some kind of jammer operating. Its disruption signal is emanating from the guardhouse. You should be able to see the building. We won't be able to scan anything until it's gone, I'm afraid. You'll have to find some way down. Sorry, Gregor. Eisenhorn, there's a fire escape on the outside of the wing you are currently in. It might be the safest way to the garden.
Sir, the scanners are down, but we have reports of an intruder.
Knock this wing down. The next reports in the gardens.
Should we inform the claws?
No, they don't want to be disturbed. Find who's responsible. I want their heads or it's ours.
You better use this shell.
hangar is outside the main gate. You'll need to retrace your steps back through the main entrance. Good luck.
Who's there? You.
Hey!
What was that?
Hey, you! Stop!
And we're in. Gregor. There's an entrance just by your present position, but it could be concealed.
Intruder! Who's there? Hey! I heard something.
The sides of the underground base spoke of a complex and expensive operation that stank of corruption.
What was that? Band scum.
Guard clarity.
Get out of here. Stop playing games. Intruder.
The answers I needed to shut this tyranny down lay deeper into the base.
Get out of here. Stop playing games.
What was that?
What are you doing here? Who's there? Intruder. Hey, you! Stop! An intruder!
Be still!
Who's there? intruder.
Identification scanning in progress. Error. Identification failed. Please obtain the purge active.
Secured with 2 weeks.
You said that a month ago. What's the matter? You trying to inflate your fee?
I'm just trying to explain the delay. They're a difficult enough culture to deal with at the best of times.
That's why we pay you.
But we won't stand much further delay. We've invested a great deal in this matter. Time, funds, resources. It's meant holding back or cancelling other enterprises. Some of them very special to us.
You will not be disappointed, Lord. The Archeo-Xenon provenance of these items speaks for itself. The Saruthi are serious about their offer.
As I got closer, I could sense something terrible within.
Step away from the Pontius, scum. Don't make me repeat myself.
A face was looking down at me as I came round. A handsome face with blank eyes. The face started to say something. Then it combusted and melted away. And I realized it was just a dream. And I awoke properly into a world that was nothing but pain.
Enough! Don't kill him! Enough, I said, Locke! Recognize this, Eisenhorn. Thought you'd wile your way in among us and then produce this crest and make us all cower in fear. Doesn't work that way with the House of Glaw. We're not afraid of your kind.
Then you are very foolish indeed.
You think your friends are going to help you? We've rounded them all up. They're just down the cell block yonder.
I'm perfectly serious. Others know I'm here, and you really don't want to be messing with a servant of the Inquisition, no matter how much at your mercy you think he is.
Don't worry. I don't underestimate the Inquisition. I'm just not afraid of it. Now, there are some questions I'd like answers to.
You've got it wrong, Glaw. It's you who will provide the answers.
That is a Straussine neural scourge. Our friend Mr. Locke is quite an expert in its application. We were delighted when he volunteered to run this interrogation.
Educated man like you knows all about pressure points. So does Strossi. But they like to do more than tap them. They like to burn them out. I studied with one of their sacred torturers for a year or so. This grip, for example, the one that's choking you. It's also paralyzing your respiratory system and stopping your heart. Just like that. I can stop your heart, burst your brain, blind you, so play along!
I could barely hear him. Blood was drumming in my ears, and explosive light and color patterns were fogging my vision.
He's halfway to death. I told you fools I wanted answers.
Ask me yourself.
What brought you to my house, Inquisitor?
The Pontius. It was a gamble, and I wasn't hopeful. But there was always a chance that the very word might auto-slay them as it had done Simon Croats in the Sundome on Hubris. As I suspected, it didn't.
You came from Hubris?
I stopped iClone's work there.
It was aborted anyway.
What is the Pontius?
If you don't know, I'm hardly going to tell you. I don't think he knows anything about the true matter. But I want to be certain. Can you be trusted to work efficiently, Locke?
My index needle is lancing right into your parento-occipital sulcus, directly influencing your truth center. You cannot lie, no matter what. What do you know of the true matter?
Nothing.
What is your name?
Gregor Eisenhorn.
Where were you born?
Dekera's world.
Your first sexual conquest?
I was 16. A maid in a skolam.
Your darkest fear?
The man with blank eyes.
What do you know of the true matter?
Nothing. Gorgonlock continued to question me for 4 hours. 4 hours that I know about. Beyond those, I recall nothing.
Lie still, Gregor. You're with friends. Lay still, old friend.
You know me, Amos. What do you know?
We're as good as dead. No wonder my master leaves this kind of work to you suicidal radicals. I just wish I hadn't agreed to join you.
Thank you for that, Haldane. Anyone else want to offer something less editorial?
We're in a prison cell under the west wing, to the rear, almost under the woodlands. They burst into our quarters after you'd been gone 3 hours and seized us at gunpoint. I memorized a careful note of the route we were taking to this place, and have mentally compared it with Midas's map, so I'm fairly sure of our location.
Are you really an Inquisitor, Sire Farchable?
Yes, I am. My name is Eisenhorn.
We're dead. You've taken us to our deaths.
Michaelis, shut up.
I felt some pity for them. Guild Siniesius was rotten to the core, and these men were corrupt. But they were only in this predicament because I duped them. What is it?
Admilodox, a 10-gram dose. You look like you need it.
I don't use drugs.
Admilodox is a painkiller and a mind clearer. I don't care if you do drugs or not, I want that in your system if that gate opens.
Why?
Have you ever been to a pits fight?
Prove yourself!
The Inquisition will show you no mercy.
Kill them now! Kill them!
What was that?
Get out of here. Stop playing game. An intruder!
Who's there?
Who's there? Who's there? Hey, you! Stop!
Eisenhorn! Die, scum! Be still!
There's no escape, heretic.
The House of Glor will tear your bastard emperor from his throne.
God, heretic. Use your last breaths wisely and unfold your truths to me, or the Inquisition will teach you pain that Gorgon Lock has yet to imagine.
You cannot even begin to imagine the imperial misery House Glow will wreak. The worlds of the Imperium will blister and burn before Oberon and Pontius. Exalted will be the great darkness of Slaanesh.
Where's Amos? The girl?
Last I saw her, the Savant was bustling around somewhere making notes. I haven't seen Elizabeth since we freed them from the pit.
Oberon Glor?
No trace.
Gorgon Lock? The churchman, Gatso?
They're all probably cinders in the craft that tried to escape.
Decoys.
The Glavian is right for Nightman. I'm glad naval security could serve you here, Inquisitor Eisenhorn. I hope it's restored your faith in the battle fleet.
I liked him. An honest man doing his best amid the conflicting political interests of Battlefleet Command and the Inquisition. In later years, I would come to value all Madothine's honesty and discretion immeasurably.
Now whose methods seem wise?
Voke had brought a staff of nearly 50 with him. They had stripped the noble house of every shred of evidence they could find.
Much has been deleted, dumped, or burned. Much else is encrypted.
Iclone's mission to keep us, involving the Pontius, was clearly important to them. But Oberon Glor told me explicitly that said endeavor had been aborted. Cancelled, because something more vital had come into play. They referred to it as the true matter.
It would explain why your foe, Iclone, was abandoned. After all his preparations, the Glors failed to deliver the Pontius as they had promised.
That fits. Datso and the shipmaster Locke were clearly deeply involved in this true matter. We need to establish more facts about them. They mentioned the Saruthi.
A Xenos group outlying the subsector. Little is known of them and contact is forbidden. The Inquisition holds several investigations pending, but their space is uncharted.
But a rogue like Locke may well have established lines of contact with them.
Ordo Xenos must begin a survey of the Saruthi, but for now the matter is closed.
How do you reason that?
House Glor is destroyed. Its principal members and co-conspirators are slain. Whatever they were planning is finished.
I didn't even begin to argue with the old man. Volk was sure of his facts, his main failing, in my opinion. He was wrong, of course. I had returned to Dorsey in the care of the Imperial Hospice, where my many wounds and injuries were treated. Most of the cuts and gashes were superficial. Locke's work on me had left deeper scars. My face, they could do nothing with. Locke's promise had been lasting. I would never smile again, nor make much of any expression. Amos visited me to source information concerning the Glaw's confederates. The ecclesiarchy had no record of a churchman named Datso. But I remembered that he had links to a missionary order sponsored by the Glaws on the Edgeworld Damask. Astrogeographically, it lay just a few months' passage spinward of the uncharted regions of the mysterious Ceruthi. Loink extracted from my mind a likeness of the pipe-smoking man. The image was copied and circulated through all branches of the investigating authorities. Loink recovered an image of the Pontius, too, by the same means. Amos confirmed that the strange artifact was precisely the correct size and dimensions to fit into the cavity in Iclone's casket. The one recovered from Processional 212. This was what Iclone had been awaiting. What the mass murder in the Hubris Ice Tomb had been for.